fucking table and the baton. We put this man in office.
And we'll take him out.
And we will take you right out. You've been in office for over a decade, right? And then Vivian Cook over there is like 89, 90 years old and still in office. You are disconnected from your constituents. Practice what you preach.
Unfair wages.
What's outrageous?
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 Unfair wages.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Senator Sanders has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Senator Sanders has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Senator Sanders has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Senator Sanders has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Senator Sanders has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Senator Sanders has got to go.
All right, y'all. We still waiting for just a couple more speakers, 2 more people, and once they come, we get it started. Thank you. Dare you come outside to speak?
You know the biggest thing I wanted to get? I wanted to get him to answer questions because when people bullshit, they put their foot in their mouth when they start answering. And I want to get some answers because some things when you say something, you can't take it back. And that's when we see the error being mistakes and the bullshit. You know? So that's why I love the people that bullshit. The best thing you can do is get them to talk. You know?
Does anybody have a drone here?
A drone?
Yeah. Nah, but it's been flying. I saw it. Yeah, but look at the fucking cops right there. No, you're
Not there? I can't. Yeah, it wouldn't be like over there.
Nah, it was closer a little bit ago.
It was?
Probably like right near this sign.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if they can show us from the car.
They got a doorbell. Oh. We just want to talk.
I'm ready to see Senator Sanders come out of that back office he's fighting us. And they can't leave because we're here. There's no way for them to get out.
Your state senator didn't pay me 5 weeks of wages, so guess what? You're feeling it too.
I don't know why you waving for the first place when at the end of the day when I was over there with you, you over there saying that you was in the section. Why you talking outside again? You said that you was in the section. What's going on with that? What's going on with that?
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell them. Black youth matter. Black youth matter. Black youth matter. Black youth matter. Everywhere we go. People wanna know. Who we are. So we tell them. Black youth matter. Black youth matter. Black youth matter. Black youth matter.
Black youth matter. Come on, keep it going. Let's
Make some motherfucking noise, y'all.
I don't think they can hear us
I
right
said
now.
make some motherfucking noise.
Yes.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Make some motherfucking noise, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah. Stand up for our youth.
How about you running this motherfucking check and we'll leave?
Literally, it's that easy. Come on, man, so we'll leave. It's that easy. This is a joke.
Excuse me, can somebody tell them to come join us over here? Tell us here, no vaccine water.
We don't leave because if you know we're gonna be outside.
No, fuck you, drone!
Why, Dad, can I help you?
Fuck you, drone! You got a drone.
Catch me outside. How about that? Catch me outside.
So we are at Senator Dave Sanders' office. Senator Dave Sanders is not saying constituent. Not being a constituent. They're population. Come on up, we're gonna talk.
Listen, I don't like to be fucking.
just started a whole drone program. Not too long ago. So the police could be there. It's above us. If anybody got a slingshot.
We do have a little police drone hovering above us.
Around the corner? Yeah, I've been looking around. We looked around.
We got rocks. There's a drone right above us. We're getting thrown. Yeah, but it's easy to get it out of the sky. So it's getting higher and higher every second. They realize
We got a drone.
there's a camera. Nobody's facing down. That's why.
Hey yo, I got a new chant for y'all. Instead of saying take the streets and fuck the police, we're gonna say it like this. Take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice.
No peace. Take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice.
I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said if Larry doesn't get his check, no, we gotta burn that shit down because this motherfucking bitch don't want to give us his fucking check. I said if Larry doesn't get his check, burn it down. I said if Larry doesn't get his check, burn it down. I said if Larry doesn't get his check, burn it down. If Larry doesn't get his check, burn it down. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. And if Larry doesn't get his check, I said if Larry doesn't get his check, I gotta be loud. If we out here outside, we gotta be outside. Cause I'm gonna be calling. We can go loud and shit. Let's go. I said if Larry doesn't get his check, I said if Larry doesn't get his check, I said if Larry doesn't get his check, I said burn it down, not cut it down. Burn it down. Shit. Take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. I said take to the streets and fuck the Senate, no justice. No peace. Fuck you, Senate, Junior Chief motherfucker. Suck my dick.
Words from your own people, your own constituency, bozo.
No, it has to be said, like, period. But still, period.
Look, they're wildin'.
I know. I wanted to down. I mean,
Larry. That's what check us.
What time we over? I forgot to let you.
That's what check us.
Oh, what's up?
All right.
All right, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. All right, let's get it started. We have a brother here. His name is Shanyat Chowdhury. He is a man that ran against the establishment of my congressman, Gregory Meeks, last year, and has been fighting for Black lives, Black indigenous people of color, Asian American, LGBTQIA, everybody out on these front lines as well. He's a community organizer, movement strategist, and he just has a lot to say because he's somebody who challenged the establishment and somebody who actually ran against somebody that is in position of power in these inadequate government institutions, which is Gregory Meeks. So I would like to just pass the microphone down to Shanya, and please take all the time you need, brother. Like, please express what we go through living in Southeast Queens and Southside Jamaica Queens as young people of color and being railroaded by our elected officials who we put in positions of power, who promised us things that they didn't really, make the promise to. They made promises and they didn't, have the answer to those promises. So, Shanya, it's on you, bro. God bless you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Larry. Larry, we're out here for you. We're with you. As in that line, I don't want to take up too much time because we are out here for Black youth liberation. So what I do want to say is that I'm tired of these politicians just politicking their communities all the damn time. All the damn time. They want to talk about the struggle. They want to talk about understanding the struggle. They haven't been out here in 2020. They haven't seen what's been going out in our streets. They haven't seen my neighbors getting fucked by the police. They don't see that. They don't understand that. So obviously there's a big disconnect. So when this guy says that there's no receipt, I used to work in the state assembly. I damn know for sure that they have receipts for when they send out checks. So it's a damn lie when he says there's no receipt. It's a damn lie when he says he can't make up his mind whether or not, if he has an address or not. So what's the truth? There's no goddamn transparency. We need that. Larry deserves that. Nothing that breaks my heart is that when I see guys like him, I've seen on social media, clowning, like putting down Larry because he's a grown man fighting for his check. It's a human right. That's a basic living. That's what he needs to buy food, to have shelter. So if we're out here in the streets fighting for people who, deserve working rights, when we fight for labor rights, we're fighting for Larry too. So we're gonna continue to be out here. We're not leaving until Larry gets his damn money. All right? So thank you again. Thank you, everybody. Love y'all.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
James Sanders has got to go.
Who protects us?
We protect us.
Who protects us?
We protect us.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Thank you. I would like to now introduce the next speaker, my brother, member of Strategy for Black Lives, Isaiah. Take the floor, brother. Take all the time, too.
My fault, y'all. I'm short. I gotta adjust this real quick for me. Nah, so I just tried to have a conversation with what's his name? Mr. Marvin. I just tried to have a conversation with him about why Larry hasn't been paying his check. He said they sent it out. He said that, but we don't have receipts. So I said, come out and explain it. He closed the door in my face. So we gonna get a little bit loud and talk about it right now. Because in the last 2 days, what I've seen happen is black politicians, people who are here to represent us, black men, are sitting here cheating out young black men from the money they worked on their behalf. Now, I don't know how many of y'all know Larry on a personal level, but I just met Larry this summer. I met Larry in the streets doing the work that he's supposed to be doing.
All of his work, too.
And then coming into the office and doing the work that he's supposed to be doing. Larry gives everything for everybody and is told to wait. Told that he can't get his check. Told that, it's not your time. And I can't hold y'all. That sounds real familiar to me. That sounds like every other politician who's supposed to be up here representing us, making a difference for us. We've been marching for months and months, years and years, and not a damn thing changed. This man right here is supposed to be representing this community. This community came out and voted en masse in the election. Y'all owe us. You owe us. Literally and figuratively, you owe Larry his check and you owe us our due because you are supposed to be a role model. I don't know about y'all. I'm hurt. I found out James Sanders was a black man and I was disgusted. You're supposed to be one of ours. You're supposed to represent us. You are supposed to be a role model. So when people on the block talk about why do I gotta vote? Why do I gotta go out and do this? My voice don't matter. We can point to you and say, this is what it looks like. But if this is what it looks like, what the fuck is going on? This man right here embodies every single thing I detest about politics. Every single thing. This man is a subject to a federal investigation for misusing nonprofit funds.
Yes! $15,000 fine!
He taking vacations. Hold up, wait, let me say that again. For all constituents up and down the block, your state senator, James Sanders Jr., is under investigation for misusing nonprofit funds. He has taken vacations with nonprofit funds meant to help this community. He's refused to pay his staff, his youth workers from this community, his constituents. And then, here's where I'm real pissed off, right? Because you're supposed to be a man of the people, you're supposed to represent us, you're supposed to be out here for us. He runs under a progressive bill. He runs under a progressive bill. You're supposed to be here for us, right? Then why, when we are questioning you on social media, where's Larry? Pay Larry. You blocked Larry. You turned the comments off, started deleting comments, and then turned them all off. And then got the nerve to drop some half-ass bullshit statement talking about, oh, we not gonna name Larry, but then we name Larry. Oh, we gonna pay Larry. And then his chief of staff talking about Larry been paid already. Yeah, that's what they said. And the one thing I'm sitting here wondering about is we all here for an explanation, but we get doors in our face. So what I'ma say is cut the motherfucking check and let us go home. But they're not gonna do that. And they're gonna sit here and act like we're naive, we're stupid, we don't know how this works. And we right here. Now, I ain't from Southside, but I gotta quote Larry in honor. Southside, we outside right now. Talk about it. And they still sitting in here ignoring. We done rang the doorbell, we done knocked politely, we done asked for conversations. We got doors in our face. Shit, if he been paid, where the receipt? That's it. But he don't got that. He said personnel got that, but he chief of staff, so he head of that. But hey, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm confused. But hold up, exactly, my man just said it. Where's the accountability? Because I talked all summer, I can't hold y'all. I told my people go out and vote for a bullshit ass Democratic Party who's gonna come here and do the work for us. And I'm still waiting. Where's the accountability? It's right motherfucking here. We put you in office, we will take you out. Easily, no problem. Every day until Larry gets paid, we will make this noise, we will make it be known. This is what you stand for, because this is a black man. And all my life, I've been told as a black man, you gotta be 10 times better. You gotta work 10 times harder, and you gotta show out so for the next people to come. And that's what this man is doing right now in his position. He's supposed to be a Marine. They talk about don't leave no man behind. Where's Larry's check, bro? And he's still sitting in there being quiet, so he's not gonna come out and say nothing. Right? He said he in a meeting, but he's sitting at the front desk like a receptionist, but it's whatever. He can do whatever he needs.
The meeting is outside. The meeting is out front.
But I say all of that to say this, y'all. We will not let up on this. Larry said it. We're going to make you feel what it feels like to suffer like we do. Because we out here doing your work, and you can at least pay us. In the cold, bro. I don't know about y'all. I hate the cold. I'm not trying to be outside. It's brick. I'm not hearing it. But we out here, and I thank all y'all for coming out for my brother, and I thank all of y'all for continuing this fight. But we gonna make sure Larry get paid, and we gonna make sure we holding these motherfuckers accountable. Because I am sick and tired of telling my people support bullshit-ass politicians like this who come and take from the community. You ain't no better than the Mitch McConnells holding the stimulus checks. You ain't no better. Run that money right now and motherfucker pay Larry.
Hey, Larry! Hey, Larry!
All right, I want to introduce the next speaker. Again, brothers and sisters, for those who don't know why you are out here because I am a black man, a foster care youth at that, and a civil rights social justice activist, movement strategist that worked for this man that is a sellout to the community of Southside Jamaica, Queens, and did not pay me over 5 weeks of pay. 5 weeks of pay. Shame!
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 I'm going to introduce the next speaker, my brother Chris, who's one of the founders of Coalition of Passionate Youth, Copy, a youth-led organization, and is also a constituent, and is also living in Southside Jamaica, Queens, right on the base of Supton Boulevard in Linden.
So we out here to support Larry, right? So I had a conversation with a candidate for city council. And I was like, yo, why don't city council support our youth? Why don't they invest in our youth? You know what they said? You know what he told me? He gave me the inside scoop. He said, politicians don't care about youth because we don't show up. We don't go out and vote. We not hitting the streets. But where we at right now? Where we at? We in the fucking streets, right? So now we gotta show all these politicians what we about, because they don't believe in us. They think we cowards, they think we ignorant, they think we uneducated. But it's 2021. This is Generation Z. We're not taking the bullshit no more. We need everybody in the streets. We need everybody to hit them polls and vote. Because when you don't vote, they think they could get away with stealing our money. They think they could go on all-inclusive vacations with our money. This is what they doing to us. They taking advantage of us. We gotta show them that we about business. We gotta show them that our voices matter. So what we gonna do? We gotta get in the streets. We gotta stay in the streets. We gotta stay voting and show them that we do show up. Let them know that we do show up. That's the only way they're gonna start respecting us.
All right, y'all. I want to introduce somebody who is the wokest white woman I've ever met in my life. Like, it's like our community whipped her into wokeness. Because she is not even just an ally and an advocate. She is truly like a co-conspirator. Somebody who I think every day I see her 24 hours, 7 days a week. I am truly blessed to know you, and you know that. For all of the times you have protected us out of harm's way. Literally. Like, you deserve, like, unlimited blessings, Queen. You need to know this. Her name is Nikki. God bless y'all. Nikki, take the stage. From AP. Let's give it up for AP.
First of all, shout out to all the folks that I see here from Abolition Park. AP constantly stands up for folks in our community, and I know they've been standing up for Larry in a big way. I met Larry at Occupy City Hall and have been just incredibly blessed to get to know him over the last several months. Larry is by far one of the most kind and empathetic young people and one of the most powerful voices and leaders that I've had the pleasure of getting to know and watch grow in this movement. But the fact of the matter is Larry shouldn't have to be this outstanding, amazing human being to get paid by Senator Sanders. Senator Sanders needs to cut the fucking check now. There's no reason why someone in this office cannot walk out here with a check for Larry right now. Larry's owed more than 5 weeks of pay, over $2,000. Everyone here participates in mutual aid. We know how much money $2,000 is. And that's sort of what I want to talk about too is, you know, Larry came up in the foster care system. He's now aged out of the foster care system. He's living in a shelter. $2,000 means the world to Larry. That means a roof over his head. That means food in his stomach on a daily basis. So I'm helping Larry raise money through a GoFundMe. We're trying to get him housed, something else that Abolition Park is also helping with. So please, 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 I'll post Larry's GoFundMe later today. Please support that. Please share that. While Larry's waiting on his check, let's bring the community together to support him and get him housed and fed throughout the winter. All right, thanks, y'all.
Wages! Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages!
Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages! Unpaid wages!
All right, unpaid wages. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna introduce the next speaker, who is a brother of Queens, the whole Queens. He does so much for mutual aid. He does Ozone Community Fridge. He's also a part of so many different organizations and does so much for young people. Okay, give me 1 second. I would love to hear this.
Camera in there too. Booty, go on, go on.
Motherfuckers only respect power, huh?
Where's Larry anyways, taking that question mark? Larry is the man right here in the yellow bandana who was just speaking.
And y'all better record that conversation while you in there too.
Make it hot.
Larry, audio recording.
We are here, Larry.
My bad.
All sorcery.
Larry, take his phone. Take his phone. Take his phone.
Tell people to call that number and ask for Larry's money.
Hey, everybody, while we outside waiting, take a photo of that 718 number on the awning. Let's start blowing up that number and ask for Larry's money. Put that picture on your story and your post. Let everyone know. Let everyone know to start calling up for Larry's money.
Everybody call 718-523-3069 and tell them cut the check.
718-523-3069. Everyone share that. Everyone share that right now. Take out your phones. Everyone should be on social media sharing that number, telling all your followers to call that number and ask for Larry's money. Right now, thank you.
$5,000. $5,000 he stole.
Put that mask on too while you're in there.
The reason why we out here for all those looking, for all those driving by, the reason why we out here, with this senator did not pay one of his employees for 5 weeks. He owed his employee over $2,000. This senator also embezzled over $45,000 from his nonprofit. His nonprofit stole $45,000 from the community to go on vacations. That's why we're here. Senator James is not for the community. He stole over $45,000 through a nonprofit to go on vacation. Vote him out. 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 Vote him out.
Larry, you got a check in your hand?
Absolutely.
Where's the money?
You can tell them they know her.
So this was former Donovan Richards' chief of staff. She has been in politics and has made history as the youngest chief of staff. So she's been chief of staff to the chief of staff. Right? What I got out from it, pretty much just like listening, is holding everybody accountable. This wouldn't have happened if there was miscommunication and transparency. Right? So we know that I hold the office. We stated, Marvin stayed back and he had it here, and I should have did that. But I still hold it myself for at least exactly, right? So Mercedes is running an election. You don't have to, she's not working for Donovan Richards. She just had a vision. And then she determined politics. But you know how politics is, especially when you're pregnant. You just don't have no fucking sympathy. So it's just. Basically, and that's the crazy part, because when you talk about statement, it states that like we want to go to a right? I mean, right, is it? But there's no address, there's no date, there's no time of when I'm reading that check.
I'm fucking confused!
Wait, so what's he want you to do? Bro, you thought you gotta explain it. Yo, she's talking to you. She's talking to you. She's talking to you.
Look over me. I'm talking over you.
Across the block, women, that's why this lady.
So, 1 second. He is homeless. He lives in a shelter. So I'm confused as to how you guys mail a check to him. So what's the solution? Because this is ridiculous. Can we get that address?
You said they mailed it to what shelter?
How you guys just mailing around money when you can't get the money right?
Why it took 5 weeks to mail him a check?
One mic.
Why it took 5 weeks to mail him a check?
One mic. Because that's exactly why they don't want to talk to us. Because they want to get real disrespectful. So we're really going to talk to you real respectful right now. So, what I'm not understanding is how you guys can't just get the check to him direct. If he lives in a homeless shelter, and I'm talking. If he said that he had direct deposit, why did it take over 5 weeks, social media blowing up the senator's line, to now talk about it's inside of a shelter? Where's the address to the shelter? That's what I'm asking you right now. How do you not have that? What are you? What are you?
He's the chief of staff.
Where's the senator?
Ain't that a damn shame?
I have a better question, right?
Or is your position too low? This is a respectful conversation. When you don't run a black man his money, then I get disrespectful. Because you're comfortable. You ain't in the homeless shelter. That's exactly what I'm telling him. You have a whole suit and tie. I'm confused.
Alright, so
Because you're stuttering because you don't have the information. So call the senator, the person who's actually making checks instead of the middleman. Because you're not doing nothing for me right now. Also, he just steals and embezzles his body. Understood. Call the senator. Call the senator. Call the senator.
Why won't you call the senator?
You're nobody. Call the senator. Okay, so why you not replying to her? Because if you do not know what he's studying because he got no type of information, you're nobody who does not have information that's responsible. If you do not know where the check is at, you should call the senator like you said. Call the senator.
How come you can't put a stop on the stop for the payment and check on it?
the check is with Senate personnel.
But then they mailed it. They told me they mailed it this morning.
I thought you said Friday. I thought you just told me Friday. Wait, you know you just told me Friday too. When I was just talking to you, you said they mailed it Friday, right? You just said they mailed it this morning.
What happens when you run and you start stumbling over your lies? I'm really confused.
Once again, can you stop that check and cut another one? So we can walk like interest, all that other shit that y'all do. Okay, so can he go to it? Right now, he is.
He said Okay, so I got two questions. One, when is the expected delivery date of the check? Do you know?
Today?
Okay. Alright, will you follow up with this?
Up here.
I demand Senator James Sanders to be on the phone line right now, giving some goddamn answers.
That's the problem with this check. And he is the key.
First, the check was literally mailed to the address as a bounce back, right? Then you stated that I stated that I had direct deposit, and you know I had direct deposit. I had direct deposit from y'all, and you decided to not do direct deposit, so you decided to mail the check to Manhattan. Now you're telling all of us that the check got mailed out this morning. What is the real truth here? Where's the transparency? Where's the communication?
Hey, call the senator. It's that easy. Call the senator.
Very seriously, this is not audio.
Call the senator. Call the senator and put him on the phone and let him know we outside. Period. Put him on the phone.
So wait, you in Albany, right? The senator, I'm
Put him on the phone. Here's the receipt. He got a receipt. Tell me he got a receipt of the check. I'm sending you. Call the senator.
Email us the receipt.
Hold on. Wait. You get a receipt.
Senator Sanders steals from black people.
I see your printer back there.
Senator James Sanders steals from black people.
Hold on.
Senator James Sanders.
Hold on, Larry. Hold on real quick. All right, I'm on question because we need that conversation. All right. So you said that was the check, but then you want to read. No. Hold the fuck up. I'm talking. Shut the fuck up. Thank you very much. As I was saying, excuse me. Thank you very much. As I was saying, do not be close.
Do not shut the door on the black woman. Do not shut the door on the black woman.
Yeah, do not close that door. Do not close that door.
Don't gotta do is close it on her face.
Well, you're not going to do that.
All I'm asking is just for James Sanders to come on the phone. This is in Albany.
Don't close that door, bro.
There's nothing
What
funny
nobody
about
gonna do is like.
What are you laughing for?
Trying to even speak to her
Stop.
that
You gotta
was
start taking this
80.
very
In your
serious.
goddamn fancy Lincoln. I know you probably railroaded black and brown youth who worked for you to get that goddamn Lincoln. So now guess what?
You don't have to give it because I see I'm trying to just no confirmation.
Whether you call Senate personnel because for the conversation.
No, because this is the part I don't want you to say. How you gonna get the door on me when I'm asking you a question to where I was speaking to earlier when I said that, yo, like, you said you sent the check, so then you want to reconnect, you want to restore your own story and say that, oh, I'm not sending it out. So why are you trying to shut me down? Why are you trying to shut down a black woman who was speaking facts to you earlier? Real talk. Because we can do this all day.
Email something.
Get him off the floor. I don't know what the hell he's doing up here anyway. Where that money at? Where the money at? Where is the money at? nothing.
For them to listen to what's
Yeah, ain't two things you did around here. Nothing. What do you do, Sam?
Not even that. You got an email.
I don't even know your
Hi, the former Muslim who was
Yeah, Miss Cook, exactly.
So I'm tired of the lies. I would like the receipt.
Something, bro. An email, something.
I did not send out the check. Did he not say he sent out the check? Did he not say it? And then he said he was not sent out the check?
personnel sent the check out.
You sent Friday and you sent Monday.
I'm not asking for the check. I don't care about the check. That's his story.
That's
Proceed!
How did they notify you? How did they notify you that the check was sent out? They called? No, they emailed him about it. They emailed you about the check, right? They emailed you about the check, right? No, that's not going to be He has an email about the check.
Thank you!
You have an email about the check. You have an email about the check, right?
Nobody, that's what I'm trying to let y'all understand. This man's nobody. He's not no middleman, he's nothing.
That's not smiling about this, sir.
See, I don't know what he has been laughing the whole entire time. I think they don't pay him enough for this. They do not pay him enough for this.
I don't know why he's taking the heat.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, you know, you can run the show. He has a very upside down. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Your mask is going way upside down, sir. That's what. Right, I hear you.
They said they can't do that. They've already mailed the check. So, in this instance, for the market, nobody wants this. Nobody wants that. You guys don't want this press. We always have a press. Understood. So, the moment
I'm this for building his couple.
or that they can email you. There's an email you of confirmation that the check's been sent and the receipt.
Word to mama.
So let's
No,
try.
you said an
I'm not.
email.
I'm not. Say something.
Don't say semantics on that though, because like this is the thing, because you know very well that you have been saying that, oh, sales personnel the whole time, and we've been asking you a receipt for now 45 minutes. So like, don't try to play like she asked me for something different. I asked you the same thing.
No,
you are beating around the bush.
Email confirmation.
Yes,
That I could probably do.
You can get email confirmation with a confirmation of the check that has been sent. Not, oh, we sent the check. No,
See, how can I get that if the check has been
because
sent?
you're emailing them. Ask them.
But if
That's
the
what
check-
you say. You type
No.
it out. You say,
If the
hi,
check
excuse
is in
me,
the mail.
can I just have?
Let me ask you a question. If the check is in the mail, right?
They would have a receipt that they sent the check out. No.
No,
On the
they
check,
just put it
they
on.
wouldn't have an account record. So like.
Yes.
So.
Like 42, right?
Okay, so
You have one job. It's to take care of you are you are trapped.
All right, guys, let's get back to program. So we see a lady in front of us who is the assemblywoman of this district, whose state senator is this man right here, and she doesn't care to even listen to her young people who gave her that position as an assemblywoman. So now we know what to do. There's no excuses. Vivian Cook, assemblywoman. Y'all know what to do. Young people's voices are being silenced. Silenced! We have no respect for your black skin. These are all our skin folks, ain't our kin folks. And these black people do not belong to us at all. At all. All right, y'all, we back to programming. My next speaker is the head leader of Freedom March. You've all seen her. Her name is Leah. She has a lot to say. We're gonna let her take the microphone. Thank you, Leah, for putting this man. Oh, thank you for just.
jacket because y'all know I get extra.
It's cold.
Yeah, but when I talk, I get real angry and get hot.
Period.
I just want to take this moment to say thank you to Larry, who has been out here since day one when the protest has been happening inside New York City. So thank you, Larry. Give Larry his roses. Give Larry his applause now. Larry, you don't need no check because you got the community. You don't need nothing because you got us, so remember that. You have a family in these streets. You have a family. Every time that you think that New York City does not respect you, New York City does not deserve you, we deserve you. And no, you don't deserve any of this shit. Don't be ashamed, don't be sad, don't be nothing. We love you, Larry. And it brings tears to my eyes because I've seen youth like you. If y'all don't know me, my name is Nia. When I was young, my mother used to take in foster youth, so I seen people in this system inside my home, so I call my brothers and sisters. I seen people like Larry. I seen humans like Larry who was disrespected and treated like animals in the street, left out in the cold with their children, left out in the cold to go into NYCHA housing, to be forgotten by a system that was built to forget about them. I've seen Larry in so many young people's eyes. I have seen Larry in my own eyes. Larry is a human. Larry deserves to be respected, and he deserves his motherfucking money. That's right. It's just real funny to me how now all of a sudden, after I was asking for the receipts, you now can pull up receipts after a man told you to get receipts. But I'm not even gonna talk about that.
And fuck you for that too.
Period. It's just real funny to me. And it's real ironic to me how we, the youth, has been out here organizing on your behalf. Organizing, knocking on doors, slamming doors in people's faces so that you guys can get the vote. So you guys can be voted into politician rooms. And you guys can go into these offices and make these bills on our quote-unquote behalf. We put you inside of these buildings, and I promise you, it will be the last thing I do if I take you out. That's right. I am 18 years old. I am a freshman in my second year at Hampton University. I was just an intern at Jamani Williams Building. I have worked in politics. I know what the system does, and I know exactly what it's supposed to do, and that shit ain't it. Larry is a human, and they are trying to dehumanize him by exactly this. They are trying to divide us. It's not even about the money anymore. It's about the lack of respect. It's about the lack of accountability. Just apologize to the young man. You want to talk about you cut a check? Apologize to him. Just tell the man that, yes, I was wrong. Yes, I am sorry. That's it. That's all we're asking. So when I'm getting disrespectful, when I'm getting angry, it's because you don't want to listen to young people. Constantly, for decades and for ages, they say that the youth is not organized. What the fuck is this? What is this?
They don't think you can bring people to the streets.
They thought that we couldn't vote Trump out. What the fuck did we do? They thought that we wasn't gonna win the Georgia runoffs. What the fuck did we do? They thought that we weren't going to be outside summer, winter, spring, fall, and what are we doing?
We outside with it.
And I'm real cold, but I don't care. It's just real funny to me how the youth is supposed to not be organized, but we are organized. It's real funny to me how we look to adults for the answers constantly, but young people have been giving the blueprints and the answers this whole entire year and last year. I'm gonna come off this mic so I can go back over there and keep on ringing this man's doorbell because I don't give a damn, and he's gonna hear me because I'm a black woman and I deserve to be heard the same way Larry deserves to be heard. That's right. I will give any amount of opportunities to Larry because he deserves it. I'll give any opportunities that I have to the young people who I have seen out here on the streets because they deserve it. The politicians in the building ain't doing nothing for me at this point. It seems as though I have to go in the building and do it myself, and I'm only 18, so what's up? Thank you again, Larry. We love you.
All right, y'all, I got my next speaker. She came all the way out from Georgia on over a 12-hour bus ride, maybe like 8-10 hours, I'm guessing it, but like I had to speak to her because literally I was battling a lot of mental health and depression and suicide and sadness from all of this because we've been in similar situations, and I had to literally pray to God and get on my knees and just ask him, why is I feel like sometimes my community don't deserve me, y'all. And it's not y'all, but it's just people who are in positions of power in these inadequate government institutions who literally need to practice what they preach because it's really all propaganda. And I spoke to this young woman, this iconic queen who has been organizing not just in New York City, but all over United States. And I'm incredibly grateful and thankful to know you, New Paul. I'm blessed. I'm incredibly thankful for God putting you in my life as a sister. Seriously, you don't understand. This world, sometimes I feel like they don't understand a quarter of what me and you or Nia or young people, period, have ever been through. How marginalized we've been, how we've been consistently put down, disrespected, spat on, stomped on, abducted, neglected, sexually assaulted, verbally assaulted, physically assaulted, mentally assaulted, and spiritually assaulted. So please, the mic is yours, big sister. God bless you.
No justice?
No peace.
No justice?
No peace.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy. I just want to say, first and foremost, Larry, I'm really proud of you for being out here and showing up for yourself and having the community come out and show up with you. So that's first and foremost. And I'm so happy to be back in New York. I had to take a little break for my mental health as well, but I'm happy to be back with you guys on the front lines. And I love each and every one of you. And again, my name is New Paul Kiazolu. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Brooklyn. So yeah.
Oh my God.
So this matter is really personal to me as a survivor of domestic and sexual violence, which led to me and my family being homeless for a great deal of my life. And I've been in New York City shelters. And excuse me if I get emotional because I'm just going back. You can ask my mom, my brothers. This is something that we talk about every single day in our household. The way that they treat poor black and brown people in the city, the way that they treat people in shelters. We were in a domestic violence shelter, being treated like criminals. Anybody from the Bronx knows, or anybody from New York who's been homeless should know about the PATH Center in the Bronx, where all the homeless people go when they don't have anywhere to stay. That's where me and my family were. We were treated like fucking criminals, talked to like we are less than human, treated like second-class citizens. So this senator right here, it doesn't surprise me. It happens in all the governmental agency buildings. As soon as you tell them I'm someone that doesn't have a home and I need assistance, that's when the looking down starts. That's when they start treating you any type of way, talking to you any type of way. My mother has come home crying on more times than I can even count on both of my hands because of how she was treated in these governmental agencies. So this conversation has to go deeper. It's not just Larry, it's not just me, it's every poor black and brown person and every poor person across New York City and this country. And we deserve better. We deserve more. And this right here is what community the fuck looks like. This is what community looks like. If your elected officials are not doing what the fuck they supposed to do, you pull up on them, and that's what we did today. We pulling up to their houses. We pulling up to their offices. If you got a side job, we'll be there too. Until we get justice, you will see no peace.
That part.
Until we get justice, you will see no peace. Because I am beyond tired. I am beyond tired of coming out here and marching for the things that we shouldn't even have to march for. This man should have his checks. He should have his money. He should have got that shit on time. They comfortable. They going back to their houses with heat. Their bills are paid. Why shouldn't he have his money to pay his bills? This is fucking ridiculous. And we know what to do in the next election cycle. Vote him out! 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 Vote him out!
Vote him out!
Vote him out! And that's on period. That's on period. Right. So we pulling up. I want every elected official in New York City to know that you will see my black ass at your doorstep if you ain't doing what the hell you supposed to do. You will see all of us at your doorsteps. And I mean that. I pulled up on Daniel Cameron in Kentucky and got arrested. So what makes me think I won't pull up on you? We outside. We are outside. It don't matter if it's snow, sleet, heat. We outside until we get the justice and liberation that we deserve. And there is power in community. It doesn't matter about how many people come out. Numbers don't matter as much as impact. And this right here had one hell of an impact.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
They're gonna remember this. So the next person you decide to be trifling to and not pay them their goddamn, first of all, you ain't even gonna have no another term. But for the remainder of your term, you ain't gonna have another motherfucking person come up in here and you don't give them their money on time. Cause you gonna see me and we gonna be back up here every single day until Larry gets his damn money.
Let's go.
I will be out here. And to the NYPD, I don't know who the hell y'all think y'all scaring. Sitting there looking dumb as hell. Just looking dumb as hell looking at me.
Fuck your drone.
So I say all that to say, thank you guys for showing up. I love each and every one of you. New York is really the greatest. I've been a lot of places, but it's nothing like home. And I love you guys so much. And we're gonna show up. We're gonna continue to show up for Larry and every single person in our community. Because if you fuck with us, you fuck with all of us. And that's on period. I love you guys.
Thank you so much, New Paul. Respectfully, for everybody who just came or who doesn't know, I'll be the last person to speak because I have a lot of shit to get off my chest. I want to just open the room for just people like really have been supporting me, and all of y'all I'm incredibly grateful for. Y'all don't understand. I'm at an extreme vulnerable spot right now where I'm being railroaded. I cannot trust no one, and I can trust y'all, and you know I can trust y'all. You know I can trust you. And I'm just like the worst mental health crisis at this time because first this man released a statement. He's the chief of staff of Senator Sanders. I love y'all too. It shouldn't even have to be like this. None of us want to be outside right now doing this. None of us. And you close at 5 o'clock. Somebody let me know what the time is.
It's 4 minutes to 5.
Oh, you ain't closing. It ain't happening.
Oh, we closing now.
Because if you go, oh, he is? He closing?
Oh, we gonna close him.
Oh, that's perfect.
We gonna close him.
Because I hope if he closes, he can say something on the microphone of where my check is. Run my shit right now.
This is the only way out, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, you already know.
Ooh. I would like to introduce the next speaker, guys. He's a brother, somebody who heard the story and like enlightened my mind on how much Senator James Sanders has been getting away with so much things that a lot of us don't even know about. He literally sent me a lot of links, told me things, posted about this injustice, and it's not just with me, but Senator James Sanders has been stealing from nonprofits, has been stealing money, and his brother is a Democratic Socialist of America of Queens DSA. My brother Aaron, the floor is yours, brother. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for being here.
Hey guys, I did not expect to speak today, but we just saw what happens when we that crowd around Vivian Cook's car. She has been in office for so long. What the hell has she done for us? What the hell has James Sanders done for the decade in office? What have they done?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Jack shit.
Nothing.
2022 coming. Those primaries are coming. We need to vote them out. We can do it. We can vote them out. We can change this. We can get these machine politicians out of office. It has to happen. And thank you so much, Larry, for holding me. Thank you for shedding light on this shit. They're stealing from us. They can do it because they don't have people watching. But we're watching. We're here. We're here right now, right? We're watching.
Give us the number. No.
Sorry, I don't know what to say. I didn't know. Thank you all for doing this. Thank you so much. Keep doing this coming every week so we get this check for Larry. Every week. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Thank you guys.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. The next person I want to introduce is a brother who does community fridges, mutual aid, does so much in the neighborhood of Queens. He has actually been helping me expose my Queens DA. And my Queens DA, Melinda Katz, has been getting away with railroading our black incarcerated youth who are wrongfully convicted for their crimes. And they are sitting at Rikers in upstate for crimes that they have never done before. And this is why we are all here, because each and every elected official that is on this block, whether it's Vivian Cook, Senator James Sanders, Melinda Katz, are all a part of the Queens political establishment that has failed us miserably.
That's a fact.
So the next person I'm going to introduce is my brother, Farouk. Please, bro, the floor is yours. God bless you.
Yo, I'm from South Jamaica, Queens. So when I say South Side, you're going to say we outside, okay?
That's a fact.
South Side!
We outside.
South Side!
We outside.
South Side!
We outside.
I grew up in Southeast Queens for all of my life. And it took me a while to realize that my own folks, my own black and brown leaders, whether it's District Leader Richard David, Councilwoman Adrian Adams, Vivian Cook, or motherfucking James Sanders, they weaponize our activism, youth. And they weaponize it against us, and they marginalize us. They marginalize their own folks because they ain't one of us. And every day I look at these streets and I look around, so much our community does not need progressive change. That is a fucking lie. Progressivism is a white movement created by white people to oppress us. We need radical change in Southeast Queens. We need abolitionism centered at Southeast Queens. We do not need progressive candidates. Gen Z, we are rising up. We are taking back what they stole from us for so many years. I'm so fucking tired of being on these streets over and over again.
You on the phone with somebody? You on the phone?
I'm tired of being on the streets over and over again. From Sean Bell to now, we are still fighting the same injustices and the same people of power are in power.
Is that Sanders? I would love to speak to Sanders.
What about speaker?
I give
Give him the mic, he's talking too low.
Full disclosure to the community to hear my information.
Let's go. Well, what information? Don't throw no social out here.
In the community, you guys can give my response. I don't have a response.
What?
Somebody get this man a mic so he
don't
don't
want
go
to speak
for
to
it.
Larry. You got him on video. Let him know he on video.
Yeah, politicians, bro.
Yo, somebody give him the mic so he can speak up.
Okay, so just resolve this.
Y'all two go inside then.
Yeah, I got you. I got a recorder on my phone, bro. I'm like, so the senators are Albany, right? So this whole time we tell you he's calling, we can walk you past over there and do this, right? Now I want to be senators sending you off the phone.
Respectfully, I would love to call that number. Please DM me that number. Like, we Gen Z, we got about this committee. That's the problem. We Gen Z's are already
Wait, but exactly, the gag is he's like the chair of the bank committee.
Yeah, we can get him off banks.
Wait,
you say he's the chair of the what committee? Of the what committee?
Reception, we got to do this exchange. We have power. We are not without power. The fact is, like, now, after you take a break, I did see that.
He was busy out the hand with anti-vaxxers, conservatives, right-wing people. It's going to be Larry's money. That's what he's doing. For a second, one thing that I never seen this man. I look right down there. I never seen him.
Bro, you got the top flight reporter team in there right now. It's good, bro.
Especially, I'll be honest, trying to make it facts.
I tweeted her. I was like, why are you voting for this bill? And she's like, oh, I'm not doing that. Of course not. And she literally co-sponsored it, supporting it. She's like, my dad worked in Rikers, so I have to vote for a cop budget.
Whoa! That's disgusting.
First of all, the cop don't even think your dad a cop, because he a CO.
And he voted for bail rollbacks. He voted for...
Yo, guys, look at Larry's face. He's giving it to him. He's giving it to him. Look at his face. Yo, Larry's a move, bro.
Okay, guys.
You got that money?
Senate personnel, Senate payroll decided to deliver my check in the mail since last Thursday. My question is, why was the statement said that to resolve the issue, Larry should go to Manhattan Friday to pick up the check? So that was a lawyer that I just spoke to. So they're looking to like probably press charges. So the Senate's lawyer. Apparently the check was mailed out on Thursday. But where's the transparency and communication with the judge in a statement when I exposed you? And you stated you stated Friday that I will be paid in Manhattan to solve the issue, but then you also stated before that you knew I had direct deposit. So why didn't y'all mail me the check through direct deposit? The story keeps changing, so guess what? We don't know what to believe.
We outside!
So we're gonna continue doing what we're doing, and the show must go on.
We outside!
Yes, sir!
We outside!
I don't give a fuck.
They think that because they won, they can use us in rhetoric. They just try to use professional rhetoric, and you know what I'm saying? They always try to like use us in rhetoric.
No, guys, we don't fucking. We recorded everything that just happened. So yeah, we'll see who has the last laugh out of all of them. Anyways, back to my brother Farouk, y'all. I was about to say.
Goodbye,
If you leave right now, let's check him out. Southside.
We outside.
Southside.
We outside.
And we are saying, please, Queens get the money, but you don't say Larry get the money. Who get the money?
Larry gets the money.
Who get the money?
Larry gets the money.
All power to whom?
The people.
All power to whom?
The people.
You got anything else to say? You got anything else to say?
Can we get a cheer for him?
Boo! Boo! Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
Silence on this bozo!
Fuck your job. Fuck your job.
Be ashamed of yourself. You do not belong to black people at all.
Period. Take away the black
And you
card.
need to know that.
Exclamation point.
Because when I look at this office, I think of Malcolm Smith, and I think of Shirley, whatever her name was, and all the other people who were convicted to 7 years of prison for wire fraud, conspiracy, for bribery, for stealing money out of non-profits. Shame!
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 Everything is in God's hands, and God will punish you miserably. Ooh. The show must go on.
What the fuck matches brown and blue? Yo, so many times.
You heard his feelings. I said dick. Mic check.
Mike, check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So what we see right here, it shows us what our future needs to be. We need to radicalize, mobilize, and center youth voices going forward. This change cannot happen. This change has to happen ASAP. It cannot be a slow change. It needs to be a drastic, fast change. We need to vote these people out of office. And this is not an isolated incident. There are multiple members in the Queens establishment that need to be voted out. Black and brown communities who poster in our community events. She comes out to black and brown community events, and these same people welcome her in open arms. She's a white woman enslaving our black and brown youth. Her black and brown leaders have her involved in the maximum capacities. We need to start voting. We need to start mobilizing, organizing. Southeast Queens needs a radical change, and that's how we get past this. When we center our voices, we stick hand in hand. Because there is no unity in community. We need to go forward and hold everybody accountable. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tix. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
All right, y'all. My next speaker is a brother who has been doing so much for the community. We all know him. We've all protested with this brother. He has led so many marches, demonstrations, press conferences, rallies, does so much. He was actually in Louisiana for the family of Kawan Charles. And he's seen something that we would never want to see our children go through, a lynching. And no answers have been done. No politicians are probably giving y'all the answers that y'all want, correct, brother? Whew. I know you have a lot to say, brother. Let's bring up Biggs. Come on, y'all.
First off, make some noise for Larry, y'all. Make some noise. Let's go. Make some noise. It's my pleasure to be out here tonight. And, you know, when I saw what was going on with Larry, I was going to show up anyway. No matter what it took me to get out here, I made sure that I made my way out here all the way from Harlem. Made sure I made my way out here. But also, for those of you who know my partner, Regine, she's also from Southside. So when she found out what was going on in Southside, she got on my ass and made sure that I made it out here for her brother.
I love her. I love her.
So behind a strong black king, there's always a strong black queen. And she'll make sure that even when she's not present, her king is doing right by his community. And so I was going to show up for my brother Larry. And I was going to make sure that I came out here. I was going to make sure that this neighborhood knows what is going on with this bozo who's in his office right now. Prior to me getting back to New York City, I've only been home for about 2 weeks. I was down in Georgia myself, organizing for the runoffs down there. And I know what it looks like to put a senator in office that the people trust and know will do them right. I know what it's like to take a Republican incumbent out of office and replace them with someone who will do us right. I know what that looks like. But I also know what it feels like to be considered when New York City has a label on youth who go through issues like this. I know what it's like to be a quote-unquote at-risk youth. For those of you who've heard me talk about my education story, I was part of the 40% of young black men that drop out of high school, but I realized that I could no longer be a statistic, and I got over that. So anytime I hear that there's an issue with black youth, I'm going to step out. Because I know that those role models and the people that trusted in me got behind me and made sure that I got where I am right now. I'm going to remember those people. I'm going to carry on what they said to me. And I'm going to apply that to other black youth that need help. There should be no reason as to why Larry does not have his check right now. There should be no reason as to why we should have to stand here and make all this noise in front of this man's, I'm not even going to call it an office, I'm going to call it a goddamn chicken coop, because I realize that he's a goddamn bird.
Hit it home, brother.
I am tired. I am frustrated. I am tired of being tired. To every single one of you that have seen Larry this summer, have seen what he is capable of doing, have heard the words that have come out of his mouth, have seen him rise up, I am giving you a task. I am giving you a task right now. Nikki mentioned earlier Larry's GoFundMe. When that GoFundMe gets launched, whatever the goal may be, y'all have 5 days to make that goal. I'm giving you guys, as community members and as allies, a responsibility right now. I know it's possible because those of you who have been paying attention to my Instagram, I have a GoFundMe campaign that only launched only 14 hours ago, and I am now at my goal. So let's go and make some motherfucking change happen for Larry too.
Let's go! Make that shit happen.
Let's make some change happen for this brother. And let's make sure that no more black youth in Southside Jamaica, in New York City, in this country have to go through what Larry has gone through again. Peace and blessings, y'all. Thank you so much. And can I get an ashe?
All right, so the next speaker I got is somebody who stood beside me when we organized the foster care march. Someone who has done so much for young people and risking her life while she was living in a state of an emergency. Cried with me, beside me, and knows how it feels to be possibly in a homeless shelter or in a foster home, or not to be treated with respect and love from your own goddamn family members, but to be railroaded by the system, because we know that the system has never failed black, indigenous, people of color. It's designed to do what the fuck it's supposed to do. This young queen said something very important that stood out to me when I went home the night of that foster care march that we organized. And she says, y'all talk about advocating for the youth, but when it comes to putting in the work, you don't want to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister Ella, God bless y'all. Thank you.
I didn't really expect to speak, but when I heard what was happening to my brother Larry, I was infuriated, but I was not surprised. These politicians do not give a single shit about us. I knew this since I was like 10 years old. Every politician to me is a coon. They don't care about the black youth. They don't want to care about the black youth. When it comes to spending their own money, they will choose their money over us. And there's a problem with that. That's why we call for abolition, complete abolition of all these politicians, to make sure that the community can truly have our backs. I also had experiences with PATH when I was younger. When I came back up from Atlanta, I was escaping from my abusive father, and me and my mother had to go. We cannot rely on these politicians no longer. We have to rely on each other. So, when my brother Larry puts up his GoFundMe, I want all of y'all, I mean every single one of y'all here, to post it on your fucking Instagrams. I don't care about your fucking algorithm. I don't care about none of that. We need justice for Larry. We need justice for our youth. We need to take care of our youth and truly listen to us. Like, oh my gosh, the ageism in this fucking movement is insane. The disrespect that I have been receiving from these so-called adults who think they know everything is insane. I should not have to scream at you guys for you to truly listen to me. I should not have to yell at you every day for you to truly see how much pain that I have also been in. I am 17 years old, but I know what this system can do to my people. And maybe I'm not as educated as somebody who's 20, 24, 32, but I will still speak my mind. As long as I'm alive, I will still advocate for the youth. I will advocate for all black lives, but I want to fully focus on the youth. The way that the youth in this movement have been treated in this movement has made me feel like I do not want anybody near the black youth community, but the youth. That's it. So like somebody said before, it's not about the money, it's about respect. It's about respecting all of your family members. We're family, believe it or not. So my brothers, my sisters, my siblings, we're all family. But if you don't respect us, we won't respect you. I don't owe you any type of respect. What I want is liberation. Give my brother Larry some money. Give him his motherfucking money. Fuck these fuck-ass politicians. Fuck this fuck-ass system. Fuck these fucking adults who think they know everything when they don't. Angela Davis probably doesn't know everything.
But then again, if Angela Davis came and beat me up, I would let her. I love Angela.
But nobody knows. We're all continuing our journey of growth, no matter how old you are. We all deserve respect. We all deserve love. I don't care if somebody's 10 years old. Respect them. Listen to them. Care for them. I don't want that, oh, you did a great job. You did. Show me that you respect me. Show me that you respect Larry. Show me that you actually respect and care about the black youth. We still have so many black youth who are still incarcerated for no reason because they are forgotten. The youth is forgotten about. We're the only ones who can truly care for them. Let's show them that we do. Let's stay there for them. Let's respect them. Let's show them some love. Because this society and this country will never fucking love us. But the community will. Thank you.
My next speaker is somebody who's the, hold on, y'all. Thank you. My next speaker is somebody who, and she doesn't mind me telling the community, she was a former chief of staff to the Queensborough president, Donovan Richards, who is the Queensborough president, who is not here, of course. But what she did was when she first came here, she decided to speak to Marvin from former chief of staff to put him in his place and know what he did was wrong. And know what he did was railroaded, manipulated, abused, and harassed, and just killed our youth, like literally. She has a lot of words to say because she's been in politics for so many years. She was the youngest chief of staff in Queens to make history. She is not in politics at this time. She's not the chief of staff, of course, but she has a lot to say because she's experienced so much, and I just personally feel that us as a community could really hear how they possibly railroaded her, and we don't know, and it'd be our own people. Anyways, her name is Mercedes, y'all. Let's give her a round of applause. Mercedes, God bless you.
I'm usually one behind the scenes, so I don't know how this works with the mic. First of all, I don't feel like I should be speaking because you all are way smarter than me, and all the knowledge that you have, I had to write my stuff down, okay? So just bear with me. I am not your smart generation. All right. As a mother, there's an excruciating pain that I feel when I see our sons and daughters abused, taken advantage of, and neglected. When I hear the cries of Larry, I hear the cries of my own son, standing in the cold, alone and hungry, riding on a train to the Bronx because he could not find the help he came looking for in his own backyard. Larry came and knocked on the door and was turned away. Larry is one of our district's sons who grew up in the system right in my own neighborhood of Rosedale, and he needs our help. Do you hear me, community? This son of ours needs our help. I will scream as a mother. Our sons and daughters are abused and neglected. Sorry, that wasn't in my... I'm getting my feelings a little bit. I want to start by reading a verse from the book that gives me strength and guidance to stand here with you all today. Defend the cause of the weak and the fatherless. Maintain the rights of the poor and the oppressed. Rescue the weak and needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. And so, to honor my King Jesus Christ, I must speak out against the actions of our lost brother James. When we stand silent, James, while others are neglected, manipulated, and abused while trying to do the works of mercy and justice, I can no longer in my spirit be silent anymore. The abuse of our sons and daughters is over, James. Jesus already died for the pain and suffering of this world. This form of abuse in Southeast Queens ends today. Larry, I want to publicly ask for your forgiveness. As a mother to this community, I have failed you, and for that I repent. I was blessed with the opportunity of influence to come find you, but I was consumed with the power that consumes many people that work within the political systems. I pray to God to forgive me and vow to stand with every foster child, every widow, and every impoverished person who needs help. As a Black woman who is mixed, I have been given white privilege. And in my former life, I didn't use it for the right reasons. I pray to honor and stand by these young adults moving forward for justice and true peace, true justice. These young adults who are paving the way for our world to reunite and live in true peace with the scales of justice balanced and restored. This generation standing with Larry today is doing true kingdom work and taking us to the mountaintop. It is because of these young minds in every generation that America continues to prosper. They see what those who have come before them cannot see. And their movement that has been going on over almost like a year, right, has changed the world. The future is crying, and I am crying with them. They are yelling at us to wake up and stand firm with them to demand true justice and true peace. Can you hear them? They are reminding us that the people are not free. We are not free. Wake up! The system of politics is not designed for people of color and for women. Trust me. It is designed for those who were let in the front door of the Capitol building. And from personal experience, I have been a 20-something-year-old wanting to make a change and become aware of the self-servitude, and I've ended up becoming aware of that self-servitude that consumes the political system, which we all know is the system that controls all the systems that oppress us. The system is not designed for the people it claims it is designed for. I get it. It makes me angry. It makes me enraged. I have been in the rooms where your elected officials are making those deals you all wonder about. Yes, many of the deals you imagine actually happen to some degree. That's the role of your elected. I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. It really does get ugly. But there are many of your leaders who make tough sacrifices for their lives and careers, all for the sake of their communities. To be honest, when I was in my 20s and a chief of staff, I thought I understood every deal being made in budget negotiation rooms. As I've grown some in wisdom, I do realize I still had a lot more to learn and understand. Now let me be clear, I am in no way condoning the actions against our brave brother Larry. We as image bearers of God are called to love others as we are loved by our Creator. We are called to serve the orphan, the widow, the poor, the oppressed. And I'm, really puzzled as to why we have to stand in the streets today to ensure that this brilliant mastermind and young leader receives payment for legitimate work from the state who raised him. I do want to say that the leaders that are with the people and for the people are having to make extremely tough choices to bring us to the mountaintop. I will stand and I will repent for any wrongdoings from the generations before you that were being so worn down by the system that they themselves could not see the harm that's occurring at home. This system was not made for them either. And it's time that the leaders of positive influence in this community and entire nation show that they stand with people over power. To those leaders of influence in our community, because I know you're lurking online, should have been here. To those leaders of influence in our community who have helped educate me on the harsh realities of the struggle of being the only one of your kind fighting for millions like you, thank you. Your suffering to get to where you are fuels those behind you in my generation and the next to be bold and stand up for the people. We are ready to pick up the baton. I implore you to remember that we are all the same elected officials. The system says otherwise, but that's not the truth. We all deserve respect, dignity, and honor across the entire spectrum of life. This can only be done by dealing with conflict better than our communities have done in the past. We cannot keep pushing the traumas of our communities under the rug. We have all inherited the weight of being the everyday person in this country, the citizen whom the law does not represent, the leader who the system refuses to allow in the door. We must reconcile our differences and move forward as one nation that is actually indivisible. But it can only be done if every person in our community links arm in arm to rise together. No one will be left behind. Together, we will get to the mountaintop by choosing the light. Do not forget Larry. Do not forget him, because we too have all been him in some way. Activists here in front of me, you are warriors. And today, I pay my respects to all of you. You are such an inspiration and motivation to dry bones. You are waking up the world. Thank you for being brave, braver than I could have ever been at your age. Thank you for teaching me to defeat the devil's stronghold through the power of my testimony. We, the people from every nation, reject any abuse from the system that controls all earthly systems. We are image bearers of God, and moving forward, there will be no more neglect, no more oppression, no more disunity. We are one people, and we will take dominion over the enemy, one son and one daughter at a time. Justice for Larry. People over power. Thank you.
We got 2 more speakers, y'all, and then I'm gonna be the last one to cut it out. We have a big special announcement from my big sister DuPaul. DuPaul, please take this microphone here. It's a big announcement that everybody should definitely listen to. It's extremely important.
Yes, it's definitely important. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of, I don't know if anybody, by a show of hands, sorry, it's so loud. Okay, so by a show of hands, how many people have heard of Xavier Hill's case? Murdered by Virginia State Police 3 days after white folks stormed the U.S. Capitol and left unharmed and not arrested. 3 days after, and nobody knows. It's only a handful of people that raised their hands. I was at the funeral on Friday in Richmond, Virginia. And when I say it was one of the most heartbreaking things that I had ever sat through, I mean that. We need to show up as a country and as a community. And on Wednesday, there will be a protest for him in Times Square at 7:30 p.m. because we're showing up for all Black lives. Do y'all understand me? Y'all hear me? We're showing up for all Black lives. You heard up? Yes. So the flyer will be posted on my Instagram at Nepal_justice. But at 7:30 p.m. in Times Square at the Red Steps, we're going to show up, shut the city down for Xavier Hill. Say his name. Say his name. And we're going to let this country know that we're not backing down. And like I said before, we shut down the summer, we shut down the fall, we're going to shut down the winter, the spring, every single season until justice and liberation for Black people come. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for just giving us the word on Xavier Hill. Say his name! Say his name! I hope to see everybody at that protest at Times Square. We must continue to support each other. Because who protects us? Who protects us? All right, my next speaker is somebody who I speak to a lot, who actually even helped out with the foster care march as well. She's done so much in the community, and all of us as community, we all face so many, we all just face so many injustices, and I think it's important for all of us to say it's okay to not be okay. And I had to learn that the hard way from each and every one of y'all. Kiara, please take the stand, my big sister, because you really helped me so much with my mental health, and you're somebody who is very big on mental health, and that's why I asked you to speak right now, to give us the word on mental health, because I'm somebody who faces suicide, and you know that. And this is stuff that when I leave and I get railroaded and disrespected and manipulated and abused, they don't understand. And maybe some people do understand, but people like us, Black, Indigenous people of color, people around us, the whole community, they understand. That's why we are all here. That's why we are all fighting so many dead end roads. We still have persevered and prevailed as Black youth. So please take the stand and speak your piece, sister. Thank you.
I was not expecting to speak, but Larry told me maybe like a few months ago how he was not receiving payment from this senator, and I would have to say it's a shame because Larry's a better leader than him. I was saying that Larry is a better leader than Senator James. And, Larry grew up in foster care with my older brothers. And it pains me that Larry is going through so much pain because he's such a kind-hearted person. And he's been there for me as much as I've been there for him. And all I have to really say is like, when do we say Black children matter? When do these people who claim they're here for us say Black children matter? You cannot be a senator of New York City stationed in Jamaica, Queens and not care about Black children. I'm so sorry. And I'm gonna go on to the mental health aspect. I know we have all been fighting the good fight, the very long fight, but there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself, y'all. There's nothing wrong with saying today, I can miss this one action because I'm tired. There's nothing wrong with being tired. The issue is when you're tired and you don't get back up. And that's what happens when you keep going. You will get tired and you won't be able to get up. But we're here for the long run. I'm here for the long run. And I'm trying to see all y'all in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. And we have to keep fighting this fucking horrible ass system. Thank you, Larry, for letting me speak today, and I love you so much. And when your GoFundMe is posted, I am sending it to everyone that I know, because when I was homeless and I posted a GoFundMe, I got my money, and you're gonna get money because we're getting you out of your situation, period.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to look. Okay, I think I'm seeing mushrooms here. All right, y'all. So I'm about to end it because y'all been out for too long and it's cold. And I really thank each and every one of y'all. So I just want to end it. I came here in front of all of y'all. Before this event happened last night, I was crying while I was writing. And I say that I don't want y'all to feel sympathetic or feel sympathy for me, but I noticed that this has been an ongoing issue, not just to me, but to all of us. If you are to be working for an elected official, what hurted me the most, seeing what happens in politics, is that everybody does their own thing to save their own ass. Disgusting. Because to me, what hurts me the most is to find out that this man has been a state senator for over a decade. And when I first came here, y'all, I was hired. And the first question he asked me is, what do you do? I said to him, I'm a youth activist, I'm on the grounds. I'm trying to also learn into introducing legislation so that we are not just protesting without voting. Y'all see my hoodie. We are not just protesting without holding our elected officials accountable in our local communities. Y'all are right though, they don't matter, because the fact that not just me getting paid, but so many other people that probably never got paid for the work that they've done, that probably didn't have the balls to speak up, have to live through this injustice. You know how many people I have found out that have been railroaded by this system of these politicians who are in these inadequate government institutions? Like how railroaded they've been. And I just want to take the time out to say, y'all, I really have a problem with the language progressive. And it took me some time to really just sit here and think to myself, why do people use that word so much? And I have a problem with the language progressive because progressive is a word that we all can hide behind off of. Progressive is a word that you can state to a community and they will believe you. Because progressive is a word of a promise. But I looked at this and I said, we don't need progressive. What we really need is radical justice. What we really need is abolitionism. What we really need is, And I know y'all know how many times people have asked me how I feel about my brothers and sisters burning buildings down, breaking down windows, and they want us to condemn each other. But I personally believe that even if we all make mistakes, we embrace mistakes and we learn from mistakes. Mistakes is what makes us all who we are. We never been afraid to fall. And anytime somebody tells me to condemn my own people, I tell them, God has never condemned my own people, even when we all never felt to his grace. All of us made sins and did things that we wasn't supposed to do. Shit, I stole out of supermarkets because I wasn't even getting fed. Had to be out on the street finding some ways of making income. My foster brothers and my foster sisters are being killed because of homelessness. We are aging out of the foster care system, homeless. Homeless! I'm trying to let this whole block know, because people really love to say that they're woke and to say that they're activists and to say that they're somebody who stands up for something. But if you are not a community organizer and you are not a movement strategist, and for you to speak on behalf of people that are not that are survivors, for you to speak on behalf of them, and you never even decided to hear their story or amplify their voice to see how you can help them, is very fucking disingenuous. And that is the problem that I have with this bozo. I looked at Senator James Sanders and I did my research on him. And I said to myself, what is something I could have did better when I walked into this job that I could have walked in on learning of? And something I didn't know is this man is a sellout. Why? There's so many news articles of this man that I have never seen before, of him stealing from nonprofit organizations, $15K, he's just been fined by the government. But I looked at, when we seen Vivian Cook going into her car, I stated to her and I looked her dead in her face. I said, Miss Cook, the community right here got you that car, and we can take that car right away. That's why we stood in front of that car, to make sure that you would not leave. You will hear us. You will see us. Because we are tired of being separated. We should be fucking celebrated. And I looked at Senator James Sanders Jr., y'all, and I said to myself, yo, I thought of back in the day with the state senator Malcolm X and another lady named Shirley, it's Hudley, and another named Reuben Wills. All of these people are people of color, black people, that have gotten away with railroading our youth, railroading our legislative staffers, convicted on wire fraud, conspiracy. My mind is just like on so much right now, because there's so many things that they have done. They have bribed money from real estate. They have took money from NYPD to fund their campaigns. So I say that we have no respect for this man. We have no respect for James Sanders. Not no junior, not no senator. James Sanders, James Bozo. Bozo. And let's all have a moment of silence and give this bozo the red nose. No respect for his black skin. We have no respect for him. And I looked at him and I said to myself that this man is literally a part of a system that has been meant to design to do what it's supposed to do. But also, this system, James Sanders is no different than the sellout Negroes that have sold our black, indigenous people of color, that are youth, into slavery, that have watched our kids become homeless, become sex workers because they have been sexually assaulted. Our kids are dying in a state of an emergency, and they have to fucking organize marches. You think people choose to be activists? People don't choose to be activists. We became activists because we became activated at that. Activism chose us. We never chose activism. And I said, as I looked at these articles, and I had a flashback to when me and Sanders spoke face to face, and he stated to me that he's a black man. And he asked me as a youth, how do black children and black men, young boys and black young girls, but really how do black youth issues go into race? Some people would have probably walked out the door when you hear a question like that. But I decided to listen to that question, and I used it as an opportunity to make sure that Keisha and Ray Ray are able to have a seat at the table. Are we talking about them, but without them? Oftentimes, y'all, I look at the movements that we are leading. My biggest thing that I speak upon is Kimberly Crenshaw on intersectionality. And that's something that I'm very big on, is what movement are we all leading? Because if your movement does not include people who have to work 2 or 3 jobs to put food on the table, if your movement does not include bringing children and taking them out of covenant homes, group homes, shelters, abusive foster homes, and putting them in the safest, not safest community, but also with family. I've been in 23 foster homes, including a group home. I've been literally outside sleeping in parks, buses, shelters. I was evicted from my first shelter. I'm in a second shelter. We have a very lack of COVID relief in our shelter. And nobody cares to help us that are in positions of power. So y'all all know what to do from here. We all gotta support each other, and I mean that. We protect us. We got us. We keep us safe. And as I look around and I see each and every one of you, I wanna let y'all know y'all all really play a big part of my heart, because you guys don't have to be here in the cold. And I love y'all, but y'all did it because that's what your heart told y'all to do. And I just want to tell each and every one of us that no weapon formed against us all shall prosper. No weapon formed against us all shall prosper. I'm going to say it one more time. No weapon formed against us all shall prosper. I just want to send a message out to Senator James Sanders Jr. Bozo James Sanders Jr. James Sanders, the sellout Negro who has sold our black indigenous people of color as youth into slavery and helped white men and white women capture our babies while our babies were lynched, while our babies have been fucking raped by other fucking people who have been sexually assaulted. While our babies don't have the fucking mental health resources in the black community that we are supposed to have. It is not our fault for the lack of mental health resources that has been given in our community. Sanders, it's your fault, because you could have introduced that. And you know what's so really ironic to me, y'all? This man sits on the chair of the Banks Committee. I can't even imagine how much money he has probably been embezzling, stealing, probably been I can't even think of the word no, but y'all got it. And it's extorting. That's the word I want to hit. Extorting. Because you are extorting money. You are the chair of the Banks Committee. Chair of the Banks Committee that sits all over New York City. And I didn't realize what, somebody like him who's in a position of power, he's sleeping good. His children are not in a shelter. But he's an embarrassment to his own children. He harmed his own black mama, his own black son, his own black daughter, his own black grandma, his own black uncle. James Sanders, we have no respect for you. We have no respect for your black skin. And we have no respect for you in this community on how you railroaded youth. Because not all of our skin folks ain't our kin folks. And you, my dude, you are not a brother to this fucking community. You do not belong to black people at all. So we know what to do. We know what to do. 2022. We know what to do in this community. We run into the polls and looking for somebody else who's not going to be selling out our community like you did. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, I love each and every one of y'all, and I really mean that. Please continue to find your voice and find your purpose before it is too late. We will be leaving here knowing that a check was mailed to me since last Thursday. And isn't it a goddamn shame last Thursday was when the official statement didn't come out. But it took me to have to go to the press. It took me to have to make a phone call to the Department of Labor. It took me how to make a phone call to the Department of Human Rights and Human Rights Resources. It took me to get in contact with Senate personnel, Human Resources, and the whole damn system is fucking guilty as hell. And I want y'all to see how wicked this system is, because this man, who's his chief of staff, slammed the door in all of our faces but lied. And when you lie, you cheat, you steal. You choked. You didn't even have an answer. You didn't have an answer to nobody's questions. But we know what to do. We know what to do. We know that we have to vote people like you out. We know that we have to embarrass people like you. We have to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be telling you all that from the bottom of my heart. I've been in this movement since the child of 8 years old, and I never thought to even think about asking community or anything for nothing. But at this time, I am making a GoFundMe, and it's really because I'm tired of waiting for people who are in positions of power to help me. I'm tired of waiting for people promising me that are working for nonprofits that have failed me, disrespecting me. My foster brothers and foster sisters are being killed. They are being lynched. And I don't even know if anybody knows, there's 10 people who sit on a general welfare committee that involves ACS, and they are fighting and speaking for foster care children who have been through an injustice and neglected. In fact, Stephen Levin is the chair of that general welfare committee. And to Stephen Levin, you do not care about foster care children, because if you cared, we would not be homeless, or we would not be living in homeless shelters or covenant homes or group homes, or having to fucking sleep on the floor in front of shelters, in front of supermarkets, in front of churches, because we have been kicked out of these schools, we have been kicked out of these churches, we have been kicked out of these foster homes, we have been kicked out of these bodegas too. People who are not black, but people who are like, you know what I mean, Asian American, you know, those type of people that are not basically investing in our community. Which is why we need black businesses. We have been kicked out of all of this, all of it, and have nowhere to go. And when we go to the streets, we can't even live there. When you consistently marginalize us, you consistently put us down, but really, where can we go? So I say this to tell y'all that I'm in the process of making a GoFundMe, and I'm going to put it to the public. I ask each and every one of you that is here to please amplify that in the best way that you can. The GoFundMe is going to be balanced on either a 6-month lease or a 1-year lease. And that will what the goal will be. The goal will not just be for supportive housing, transitional housing. The goal is for an actual apartment. And I learned that hearing people who are in positions of power do not belong to black people at all. Because my congressman, who just honored me last October with the Nipsey Hussle Award and a citation and a proclamation and the Congressional Achievement Award. And when I told him when he honored me, do you know that I'm living in a state of an emergency? Foster children, foster brothers and foster sisters are being kicked out of their homes, kicked out of ACS at the ages from 18 to 21 and have to live out in these streets. My own congressman told me this is not his expertise. This is not a federal issue. This is not his injustice. This is not a federal government issue, and this is not his expertise, but didn't even think to connect me to the resources. That's all I was looking for. That's all I was asking. You told me I made history in Queens, New York, and especially Southside Jamaica, Queens, and then you award me and I ask you for help, and it's just, this is not my expertise. You know, I don't know what to tell you. This is a federal government issue, you know, but just keep going, you know, just keep going. These people do not belong to black people at all. And I say this because I'm out here right now, and what my goal is to make sure that there will never be no more Larrys in the foster care system, in the political system, who have been railroaded, who have been constituent liaisons, working for elected officials. There will be no more Larrys, because it ends right now. This shit ends right now. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, continue to do your thing. Find your voice, find your purpose before it is too late. And I love each and every one of y'all. God bless you. Thank you for being out here. Thank you for standing with me on this injustice, because you guys are the only people I can come to and cry on a shoulder. You all are people that are protecting our brothers and sisters and making sure we are out of harm's way. Police brutality is not just an injustice it's not just only one injustice, it's so many different injustices. Youth rights are human rights. Housing rights are human rights. Housing rights are human rights. Youth rights are human rights. Young people like us should not have to lead and just like organize and live in these unstable conditions. Have to go home to shelters. And if it wasn't for Occupy City Hall, I probably wouldn't have met a couple of y'all. But anybody who knows, when I was at Occupy City Hall, I was out there because of how my shelter treated me, stole from me. I have undocumented immigrants who live in my shelter, who don't even know their whereabouts in their community because they have been locked up in cages. They're stealing toothbrush and toothpaste, and you can't get upset with them because the first thing you gotta question is, oh my God, where did you just come out of? Where were you before this? Oh, I was in a cage. I was ripped away from my families due to the Trump administration. I've never in my life seen how much children, foster care youth, homeless youth, runaway homeless youth, youth that are a part of the LGBTQIA community, trans women that are homeless, that are in the streets of sex work, brothers and sisters are into so many different things, hustling on the streets to grind and make money, and they don't even choose that. If anything, they have no other choice. Some of them can't even use the bathroom. And I say, brothers and sisters, to just remember your why. I look at each and every one of y'all and I love y'all, but it dead be hurting me to see a lot of us, have anger to each other. And I know we're not perfect. I know we're not perfect, because each one of you have PTSD, and not one person even wants to fucking recognize it. Black people, America has condemned black people for